Let us talk about this problem. We are given a string of length n. Our task is to generate all subsets of this string. We may assume that all the characters in the string are distinct. See, the given string represents a set, and sets typically have distinct values. That's why we are making this assumption. This looks valid as well. This problem can also be seen as generating all subsequences of a string. For example, if you see the string AB, these subsets are empty string A, B and AB, and same are the subsequences also for the string. What is a subsequence? A subsequence is obtained by removing 0 or more characters from the given string, right, and keeping the order of remaining characters same. So in this we remove B, in this we remove A, here we did not remove anything, here we removed both of them. If you see this example ABC, the subsets or subsequences are empty string A, B, C, AB, AC, BC and ABC. See, these are subsequences because this is obtained by removing C, this is obtained by removing B, this is obtained by removing A, and these are obtained by removing BC, AC and all the characters. For a string of length n, there are going to be 2 raised to the power n subsets or subsequences. Now please pause this video and try to write down a function that takes a string as input, and this function should produce all subsets of the string. Please note that we can generate all subsets of a set by either using an iterative solution which is based on bitwise operators, and we have discussed the solution in the bitwise operators track. And there exists an interesting recursive solution also. In this video, we are going to talk about recursive solution only. The idea of recursive solution always is to consider the solutions of subproblems and then use those solutions to solve the overall problem. And here also we are going to use the same idea. If we have subsets of string length n-1, we can generate subsets of string length n. For example, if I have subsets of AB, the subsets are empty string A, B and AB. I can generate all subsets of ABC, which is just one more length string. So for every subset that I have for AB, I have two choices for the newly added character C. I either include it, I don't include it, I keep the empty string as it is, or I include it, I make C. In this case also, in this subset also, I don't include C, I include C, don't include C, include C. This way I can generate subsets of ABC. So you have 2 raised to the power n-1 subsets for n-1 length, and using these 2 raised to the power n-1 subsets, you can generate 2 raised to the power n subsets. Now please pause this video and try to write down the complete solution. In case you have not written the complete code yet, here are more hints for you. Here I have drawn the complete recursion tree for ABC. So we are going to use a variable or a parameter in our recursive function, current, right? And this current is going to be initially passed as an empty string, right? So this is number of subsets or subsets for length 0 substring or length 0 string. Now we are going to consider our first character A of string ABC. And what are we going to do? We are going to consider two cases. We don't include it. This side is always don't include and this side is always for include in this tree. So we don't include A, we keep the string empty. We include A, we make it A. Now we have subsets for length 1. Now we are going to generate subsets for length 2. We are going to consider character B. So we are going to generate 2 subsets from it, 2 subsets from it. Again by not including and including. Now we are going to consider length 3, and from these 4 subsets we are going to generate all the 8 required subsets. So what are we going to do? We are going to write a recursive function that's going to take a string as an argument, your original string as an argument. It's going to use another parameter current, which is going to be initially empty. Then it's going to change this parameter to have the current subset. And whenever the current variable, this variable holds the final current subset, we are going to print it. So we are going to stop our recursion in these cases. Now how do we decide that we have reached a subset? For that purpose, we need another index variable. We'll have initially index as 0, right? So we'll consider the character A initially. So index will be 0 and current will be empty initially. So you will consider A and you will make 2 recursive calls for A. You will not include it and you will include it. And when your index becomes n is the length of the string, at that point you will stop. So here when you are adding c, right, after adding c your index will further be incremented and it will become length of the string, right, and that's where you decide you need to stop and print these subsets. Now you have complete idea about the recursive solution. Please pause this video and write down the recursive code yourself. Here is complete pseudocode for generating all subsets. As I've discussed earlier, we are passing a string s as parameter, current as another parameter which is initially passed as empty. So this is more of a C++ style syntax. In C++ you have default arguments, and index I is also initially passed as 0. In other languages like Java, where you don't have default arguments, as of Java's current version, as of 2020, it does not support default arguments. So in Java, if you want to pass these, you need to pass them explicitly when you make the function call. So and in Java you need to use capital S, and if you're programming in C++, you need to pass the string by reference to avoid copying of string again and again. So what happens in this function is we have this case I becomes equal to string.length, then we print string. So again I've used the pseudocode here. If you use C++, you can use cout. In Java you can use system.out.print. So we print current string and we return. So this is where after handling character C, we are further going to make, actually there are going to be one more recursive calls after these, and these recursive calls are going to be for I equal to 3. And in these recursive calls we are going to fall into the base case and we are going to simply print the current strings, whatever is passed from the parent call, and we are going to return immediately. So initially we pass 0. When we pass 0, we are going to consider the character A. So what are we going to do? We are going to pass current string as it is. So empty string is passed as it is, and this is what this node represents. And then in the other recursive call, we append A. So again, if you are programming in Java, you need to use syntax like s.char at here. In Java, this indexing does not work with strings, right? So you need to use something like this in Java. So we pass a string A, we append string A with the current, right? And now current becomes capital A. So this represents this node for I equal to 0 call. And in both the calls, we pass I plus 1, which means we are now going to consider the character B. So when these I plus 1 calls begin, for example, I equal to 1 call begins for this part, it's again going to ignore B and add B. And this also ignore B and add B, right? And then again, in the further recursive calls, the same things are going to happen. Ignore C, add C, ignore C, add C. And after these calls are made for I equal to 2, they are going to make further calls for I equal to 3. When I equal to 3 call is made, you fall into the base case. So what do? You print all these strings. You print all these empty strings C, B, B, C, and these are all subsets of the given string.